Alright, so this is going to be a little lesson going over this little tune, Ducks on a Millpond, or at least a little phrase that I pulled out of the banjo tune, Ducks on a Millpond, and applied it to Dulcimer. So one of the things you want to do is you want to print the tab off. There's a link below. Here it is. And again, you know, this is just kind of an exercise to build on what I put forth in the other lessons, okay? And you can see we're real concerned about the down-up strokes of the pick, okay? Because that's how we're going to articulate the melody, all right? So, and then at the bottom, I have a suggested order of playing, okay? So the way I play the song, I mean, you can really put together your own arrangement, but so this first line is repeated, okay? So when I say play the first line times 2, that means you'll play this first line 4 times. Same thing with the second line, okay? And then the same thing with the third line is repeated. So if you play, if I say play it once, you're going to play through this twice, okay? Same thing with the fourth line. It's repeated. So if I say play through it once, you're going to repeat it twice, okay? And that's kind of straightforward. These little marks here are repeats, okay? And then I draw an arrow where you're supposed to jump to on the second time through playing that specific line, okay? What I want to go over though is the picking, okay, or the strumming. You know, this is where you're making the song sound like a song, you know, because you're using your pick to emphasize the melody, all right? So let me go ahead and get a close-up here of the instrument. Business end here. Okay. So you're looking at the first line, all right? And we're going to go from the first fret to the second fret. We're going to hammer on, and that's a downstroke. All right? Then we're going to come back. We're leaving our second fret depressed, first string, and we're going to downstroke again, then upstroke, downstroke, then upstroke, okay? It's very important that you play 2 downstrokes at the beginning instead of. It's going to get you out of rhythm, okay? So go through it really slowly. Okay? That's just the first half of the first line. The second half is going to be downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke, downstroke, upstroke. Okay? When you play through the line the second time, you know, the first time you play through it, you're ending on an upstroke. The second time you play through it and you skip to that last little strumming all the strings open, you're ending on a downstroke. So that changes things a bit. It changes the sound as well as changing the notes. So I'll go through that at a moderate tempo. So really it's all in this, you know. The other thing you can do if you're uncomfortable with the strumming is just look at the first line and just play the first string. You don't have to strum them all. You can just work on it like that. Okay? That's basically the whole song. You know, if you can get that down, you're just mimicking that movement on the first string, and then you're moving here and doing it on the third string. And then in the middle, you're playing a transitional run. The third line is you're playing 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1. And in the fourth line, you're moving over and doing the same thing, just in the third string. Okay, so it's 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1. Okay, and the little, that's the same. You know, you're just doing it on the first string, and then you're moving it over, and you're doing it on the third string. Okay, just to give it a little different sound, to break it up, like almost like you're changing keys, but not really, you know. Alright, the second line is the only thing that's really kind of radically different, and so we're just incorporating a slide. So we're starting out on a downstroke, then we're not strumming again. Okay, we're sliding down to the 4th fret, and we're doing that quickly, so that sound is going to be incorporated into a single stroke. Okay? You know, and if you have trouble on any one of these things, you know, just sit there and practice that. You know, just practice the slide. Again, if you feel uncomfortable strumming all the strings, just start with the 1. Okay? I'm just hitting it once, but I'm getting a, you know, a projected or a prolonged sound. I'm sliding to the 4th, so you're hearing the 2nd and the 4th fret, you know, with one stroke. And then we're coming back again, coming back with a downstroke, and then all we're doing is jumping over to our third string, 2nd fret, and just doing our little. Okay. Again, if you want to just practice the rhythmic side of that, you can just strum all the strings open, you know, just as a practice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go over the strumming pattern for the second half of the first or the second line. So it's just down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Then when you go through the line a second time, it's just down, up, down, up, down. I hope I'm making sense here. Kind of a little under the weather, so, but it's helping me come back to life here, working on some music, so. But again, and if this is your first video that you've seen of this, you know, look through my stick dulcimer playlist, how to play stick dulcimer, and I go over this concept of strumming in other videos, and it's more basic. But really it's still the same thing. You know, we're just taking that very basic, very first lesson, and we're just expanding on it, you know. And if you can get this skill down, you can play a lot of stuff, you know. And once you get it down, all it is training for speed, you know. So I can play it real slowly. And then you just gradually work up and get faster. you can just throw out all kinds of little combinations here and create your own piece. So hope that helps, and happy playing.